It is Monday, October 2nd, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now it is 8:47 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some unusual nuclear warplane activity, and we also have a nuclear bomber airborne, and we also have a massive amount of nuclear attack options being broadcasted to U.S. nuclear armed submarines. So in the past, I would say about 2 hours, there's been non-stop emergency action messages. Every few minutes, a new message, and these messages are nuclear attack options that are broadcasted from the National Military Command Center, which is the Pentagon, to our submerged nuclear armed submarines. And we also have this B-52 airborne right now over Louisiana, which is extremely unusual for this time of day. It's late at night, and it's just extremely unusual to have one of these airborne this time. And it looks like it was flying with its transponder off for a good amount of time because I can't see where it took off from. Okay, it looks like it just turned on its transponder somewhere in central Louisiana, and it is now doing loops over Oakdale, Louisiana, and Leesville and DeRidder. Okay, some rural areas here. Looks like a lot of national forests here, so a very low population area that this B-52 is flying over. Now, B-52s, for those of you guys who don't know, are part of our nuclear triad, believe it or not, okay? They're not stealthy, okay? They're not used for dropping gravity bombs, but what they do is they can carry, I believe it's 16 or 20 air-launched cruise missiles that have a range of up to 2,000 miles, and each one of those air-launched cruise missiles has a W-80 nuclear warhead on it, which has a maximum yield of up to 150 kilotons, which is at least 6 or 7 times as powerful as the atomic bombs dropped on Japan during World War II. And each B-52 can carry probably up to 20 of them. And we have 50 B-52s, okay, so you can do the math on that. That's a ton of firepower. So these planes would basically fly halfway across the ocean, halfway across the Atlantic, halfway across the Pacific, and then they would release their cruise missiles towards Russia or China, and then they would turn around and come back. So they're definitely a part of our nuclear triad. And in addition to this B-52, we have 2 E-6 Mercury Tacamo planes that are airborne right now at the same time as the B-52. And then we also have all these emergency action messages being broadcasted. So I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely something going on, because in my update earlier today, I showed you guys the Combat Sentinel plane that was flying near Kaliningrad, and the U.S. only has 2 of these planes. These are special planes for gathering various types of information, intelligence for the top generals of the U.S. and for the president. Okay, so when they deploy one of these Combat Sentinel planes to an area, it means that there's something going on there that is high priority, and the chiefs of staff and the president and the Security Council of the U.S. need to get a better bead on what's going on over there, because remember, they only have 2 of those planes, okay? So there was one of them flying a boomerang type pattern along the Kaliningrad coastline. Kaliningrad is a little piece of Russia that's stuck between Lithuania and Poland. And me personally, I've never seen a Combat Sentinel plane flying in that area ever. I've never seen one flying off the coast of Kaliningrad or even in the Baltics or Poland ever. Okay, so very, very concerning, and we know that Russia is going to be doing a nationwide nuclear war exercise tomorrow And in this nuclear war exercise, they're going to be going through a scenario in which 70% of Russia's housing is destroyed, and there's large areas of radioactive contamination. Strong words coming from the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev. He threatened both Germany and Britain. So I want to update you on that, and I also want to update you on the situation with Serbia and Kosovo. And I also want to share with you guys some interesting flight paths from the last 24 to 48 hours. We had several nuclear war command and control planes in the air over the weekend. We also had some unusual activity in the Baltic countries in Europe.